Alright guys, welcome back. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you before we even start here. This is not really going to be the whole, run around the drag strip, having fun, talking to the camera between rounds video like I usually do when we go to the track. And there's a reason for that. If you guys remember the last video I did where we took CC to the track, yes, we run some personal bests. We made several 5-second passes. I was really happy. But the problem with that was I was being really stupid at the same time. I was there to test the boost control and to try to figure out why I couldn't get it under control. And I kind of let my ego get the better of me, and I just kept turning the boost up, which was really dumb because I didn't have any control over it. I mean, you can even hear it in the video. It was just, the boost was just swinging wildly, bouncing between 11 and 20 pounds, just going crazy. And I shouldn't have done that, but because I wanted to hit a number for you guys, I was just like, yeah, keep turning it up. And so I didn't want to make that mistake this time. Now that we've got the onboard air boost control, I wanted to go to the track. I just wanted to take my time, be gentle with the car, not hurt anything, and learn all the parameters, get all the data I could on how much dome pressure equals how much boost, and not just be throwing Hail Mary passes out there. So that's what I did in this video, and I'm just going to kind of show you guys the passes and tell you a little bit about the passes and about how fast the car went. And I'll tell you right now, guys, we didn't set any personal bests. We didn't even go back into the fives this time around, and there was a reason for that, and I'll get to it. So let's just go ahead and get into the first pass, and we'll start with the burnout, or I should say right after the burnout, when I had my first issue. I'm not gonna make you guys wait through that. So basically, after I did my burnout, it took me like a full 2 minutes almost. I think I didn't really time it, but it took me a while from the time I did my burnout to get up there and stage. And the reason for that is, well, because of the cage, the new harnesses, and my procedure. So I'll explain that a little bit. So I've got a procedure when I'm doing my burnouts. I pull up and I do my burnouts. I start in second gear. As soon as I get the tires going a little bit, I will pull it into third and let off the brake and just roll out of it, okay? I do this with the boost control turned off. I do all this on gate. The reason I do all this on gate is because, the car makes about 3 pounds of boost on gate. I don't see the point of turning the boost control on during my burnout and making 10, 15, 20, whatever I've got it set on. I don't see the point in making all that boost doing my burnout. It's just harder on the car, it's harder on the engine, and it's pointless, guys. So my procedure is, what I usually do, I do my burnout, I roll forward, I reach up, and I have the toggle for my boost control is actually a virtual switch on my Holley Pro Dash. So after I do my burnout, the next thing I do is I reach up and I touch the virtual switch on my Holley Pro Dash. It turns the boost control on, and then I move up to stage. Well, the problem is, since we put the cage in the car and I've got harnesses now, my arm does not reach the dash, the Holley Pro Dash, with my harnesses on. And I've had all that in the car for a while now, but if I'm being honest with you guys, when I've been driving the car around on the street and stuff, number one, I usually don't turn the boost control on. And number two, since I've got the harnesses, I usually just clip the lap part of the harness on. I don't put the shoulder harnesses on or anything. So, I did my burnout, and I reached up to turn my boost control on, and my finger was that far from the dash. And, if you've got race harnesses in your car, once you lock those things down, like, you ain't moving. I mean, it holds you in the seat. That's the job of the harness, is to keep you from moving. So I had to loosen my harnesses and reach forward, and it wasn't enough, and then I had to loosen them again and reach forward, and I finally got my boost control on, but then I had to snug my harness back down. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there and let you guys know that was a little issue I had. And I think in the future what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the boost control switch either to my console, a physical switch on my console, or I think I can reach up in the protruded part of the dash. So I may just get me a little push button up there to turn the boost control on. But anyway, that was the first little problem I had. So let's get on to this first pass. Leaving on like 5 pounds of boost. That was a soft leave. I was just, like I said, I'm just filling it out, figuring out. I'm pulling the data log now. Got to figure out what.
That bed up sitting here. Yeah, he's an 8.
All right, guys. So first pass, nice easy pass. I left on 5 pounds of boost and ramped up within a second to 7.5 pounds of boost, and we ended up with, you know, pretty shitty 1.48 60 foot, and we did a 659 at 104 mile per hour. So, you know, nice easy pass. Again, guys, I'm not trying to break any of my personal records here. We're just kind of trying to figure out how much dome pressure equals how much boost. So then I brought it up for the second pass, and on the second pass, once again, I left on 5 pounds of boost, but this time we ended up at 9.5 pounds of boost on the ramp end. Again, you can see, I mean, these passes were all pretty drama-free except for the fourth pass. You'll see that in a second. But they're all pretty drama-free, you know, easy passes. I actually cut a worse 60 foot that time. It was a 1.50 60 foot. And we ended the pass with a 651, or I'm sorry, a 652 at a 106.6 mile per hour. So, you know, the mile per hour does reflect that we were making a little more power from that extra 2 pounds of boost that we put in. So then on my third pass, and I want to say this right now, huge thanks to my cousin Brad. My cousin Brad was there. He's the one who built the turbo kit, and he was helping me, you know, get in the car and get my cage clipped back together, my door bar, and helping me put my harnesses on and everything. But I was talking to him, and he was like, man, you ought to leave on a little more boost. So I put a couple more pounds of dome pressure for the leave, and, you know, it's funny, guys, that dome pressure doesn't correlate 1-to-1 with boost. So I thought I was going to be leaving on about 7 pounds, but I actually ended up leaving on about 6 pounds, which was 1 pound more than I had left on the previous pass. And we put a little more dome pressure on up top too, so it actually ramped the boost up to 11.5 pounds on this pass. So again, no drama on that pass, but it did quite a bit better. 60 foot dropped down to a 1.41, still not fantastic, but, you know, way better than the first pass even. And we ended up with a 624 at 110 mile per hour on that pass. So again, that shows you, you know, the extra 2 pounds. The 60 foot shows us, you know, where we left on an extra pound of boost there. So I was pretty happy with that pass, 11.5 pounds, and it ran a 6.2 in what I'm assuming is probably at least a 3,400 pound car with me in it now. So pretty happy with that. So on the fourth pass, this is kind of where I shot myself in the foot. So a couple things happened here. First is I'd been running in the left lane all night. Left lane was hooking great. I was dead hooking on every pass. Well, the guy right in front of me, I don't know if he blew his transmission out or what, but he blew something up. So they had to back me back out of the water box, get him out of the way, and they put me in the right lane while they were cleaning up the left lane. And you're actually going to see, you know, the little lane scrubber thing, I forget what they're called, the Zamboni or whatever it was, in the left lane. He's over there cleaning while I'm making my pass. Well, I got over there, and at the same time, this is kind of a kaleidoscope of fuckery, guys, because at the same time, me and Brad had been talking in the pits, and he's like, man, you really ought to, you know, put more on it on the leave, you know, and I was like, yeah, I should. So I tried to put 8 pounds on the leave, and it didn't really want to build that because, guys, I've got my rev limiter, or my two-step rather, set at 3,600. And I figured out, I think about 7 pounds is all it wants to make there. So the next time we go back to the track, I'm probably going to raise my two-step up to 3,800 and, you know, see if we can leave on a little more. But anyway, we had a couple issues here. Number one, it left and it pulled the front wheels a little bit, and we really don't have a good camera angle on this, but it pulled the front wheels a little bit, and then it immediately broke the passenger side tire loose on the back, and the car went straight at the wall. So I let out of it because I was hugging the wall, and then I tried to get back in it, but when I did, it just started blowing the tires off again because the boost ramp was already done. So as soon as I tried to get back in it, I was immediately making like 14 pounds of boost or something, and it just started spinning. So I just let it roll out on this pass. Now, the last pass of the night, which I was hoping wouldn't be, I really did want to work my way back into the fives tonight, but I was determined to just go up in small increments on the dome pressure because, again, guys, I mean, this is what you have to do. You know, when you start with a new boost control strategy or boost control setup, you've got to go in small increments and find out what does what. And that's what I was there to do. So I didn't want to just make a big like 10 psi jump all at once because that would have defeated the purpose of what I was doing. So I went up, or actually I left the dome pressure for the run or for the ramp. I left it exactly how it was on the previous run, but I lowered my my launch boost a little bit and dropped it back down to 6 pounds, I think. Look at my time slips where I made notes here. Yeah, I dropped it back down to 6 pounds because I thought what was going on the last one. I didn't know if it was the lane I was in, or, you know, if it was just the way, if I was giving it too much or whatever. And I think you even heard Brad in the video on the previous run. He was just like, too much, you know, he gave it too much. So so I backed it off a little bit and pulled back up and made this pass. Okay, and I was pretty happy with that pass. Again, guys, it was pretty much drama-free, and the 60 foot was almost identical to our third pass. It was a 141, and we ended up running the eighth out at a 614 at 113 miles per hour, and that was on 13 pounds of boost with 6 pounds of boost on the brake. So that's as far as we got, unfortunately, because what happened was our next issue on that pass right at the top of the track, it kicked the belt off. So by the time I got around to pick up my slip, the engine was at 255 degrees. And I was like, oh crap, I already knew. I was like, it's kicked the belt again. So we pulled up, we went, walked down to the end of the track, and the belt was actually laying dead on the finish line, like in the middle of the track between the lanes. So then we had to walk all the way back down to the starting line, and I got one of those guys to run up there on one of their little scooters and get my belt. Which was fine. I'm not sure why it's kicking the belt, guys. That's the second time it's kicked it, and I've not even been at a high RPM when it did it. Like I think I crossed the finish line at like 62 or 6300 RPM. I'll have to go back and look at the data log and see, but yeah, it's kicking the belt. It's not the alignment. I checked the alignment already with a one of those little laser tools, and the alignment looks good. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe it's just a cheap Duralast belt I have. I might spend a little money and get a better belt with deeper grooves and see how that does. But another issue I'm having, speaking of heat. So guys, when we switched when we did this onboard air setup, the problem is I'm running a Holley HP, and I've only got 4 outputs, 4 inputs. Well, I didn't have enough outputs to control both the fill and the vent solenoid for the onboard air boost control. So I had to take my cooling fans off the Holley to free up that output, and I just ordered a cheap temp switch you screw into the head, and it was supposed to be a 190 on, 175 off. I generally run this car around 190 degrees, 185, 190 degrees. So did I say 190 on? It was supposed to be a 195 on, 175 off. And the problem I'm having is, obviously the switch isn't doing what it's supposed to. It's not even kicking the cooling fans on until the engine gets over 220 degrees. So what's happening is every pass I make, the car's getting up to like 220 before the fans kick on at the end of the track, and that's making me really nervous. So I'm going to have to figure out another solution for the cooling fans until I can, upgrade my Holley. I do want to go to a Dominator. I am saving for a Dominator. Some of you might know I don't actually own this Holley HP. It's technically been on loan to me for the last 2 years. So instead of just buying an IO expansion module or whatever, I would prefer to just buy a Dominator and have my own thing then, and I could send the HP back to the person that's had it on loan to me for the last 2 years. But that's, unless I finance it, I'm probably not going to get a Dominator anytime soon. I say that now, but I mean, I might end up just doing PayPal financing or something, because I did that with the Holley Dash, a year ago, and it worked out pretty good. But anyway, I got to do something with that, because this car is supposed to be, I built this car to run in like True Street or Highway Hero classes, stuff like that. And you have to go on a cruise, guys, and up until this point, the car's run great. It stays between like 185 and 190, but now that I've had to put those cooling fans on that switch, and the switch isn't doing what it's supposed to, the car's getting hotter than I like, and honestly, I'm afraid if I went on one of those cruises pre-race, and it's warm enough outside, it might overheat, which would kind of suck, because then you just lose your entry fee because you're disqualified. Oh, we're storming outside, guys. I might have to wrap this up, but anyway, I do plan on doing another video, hopefully in the next few days. I'm going to go over the onboard air setup, and it is a budget setup. We did not do via air because, well, it was twice the cost of the setup I ended up using, but I'm pretty happy with it. I gotta say, after this first time at the track, it's way easier, guys. It's so much easier to control the boost. The boost ramp does exactly what I tell it to, and yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. I know you guys, a lot of you guys for a year now have been like, just get CO2 or just get onboard air, just do that kind of boost control and stop fighting the, that 4-port Mac valve. And I knew, guys. I mean, I knew I should, but I didn't want to. I was just being stubborn, and I just kept fighting it and fighting it. And over the winter, I kept fighting it. I was trying to figure it out kind of on the street, and I gave in finally. So I went ahead and got it. And like I said, I'll go over the whole setup in another video and what I paid for everything. It was less than $400, I believe, for the whole setup. But I'll figure it all up in that video. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. But that was our outing, getting the boost control, tested. And I can tell you right now, the next time we go back to the track, I'm going to pick up exactly where we left off. So we'll probably make another 13 PSI run just to back up what we already did, and we'll keep going up from there. So probably the pass after that, we'll be back in the 5s, and like I said, we'll see where it goes from there. But I've got to get something done with the fans. If I have to, I'll just put them on a toggle switch for now. I mean, if that's what I need to do until I can afford to do what I want to do, then that's what'll happen. But for now, I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of footage that I'm going to call "How many monkeys does it take to put a belt on?" Because after we picked up, the plan was we were going to pick up the belt if it was in good shape. Brad and I were going to get it put back on, but we fumbled around with it, and the track closed early too, guys. Like, it flung the belt. It was only like 10:30, and for some reason they closed the track at like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock that night. So it's like, by the time we found the belt and got it put on and tried not to burn ourselves and fumbled around because I didn't bring the right tool for my manual tensioner and all that shit, by the time we got the belt put back on, they were announcing that, they were closing for everybody to pack up. So that kind of sucks, because that next pass, I probably would have, I know I would have turned it up another couple pounds, and we probably would have been right back in the 5s, because we already know this car goes 5s on about 15 pounds of boost, and we know it does 580s on 17 pounds. So, kind of sucks. I would have liked to have ended the night at least where we left off the last time, but anyway, that's what happened. And next time we get to the track, I'm sure we'll be back in the 5s. And for now, enjoy the footage of mine and Brad's fuckery, which, by the way, we did not know we were being recorded. So that just makes it even dumber. Yeah, like that, and then it's gonna go over. You're gonna burn the shit out of yourself, dude. Yeah, it goes under that, around that, and then around the.
There we go.
And around.
Forgot this had a light on it.
Crank.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it down.
Yeah, you can't do it because this is going to be loosened up.
Is it your tensioner pulley?
Yeah, this is my tensioner here. I don't know if it's working loose or if something is missing lining now. That's only the second time it's kicked it, and I tossed it right at the finish line, and I wasn't even running 6,500 when I crossed. I think it's like 62.
I can't fix your goddamn car, man. Ain't got me no tools.
I forgot about the light on
Light's
this.
really good on that.
Yeah. I think Shay got it for him one day for Father's Day.
Sunday,
Yep.
a year ago.
I think it's been a while. A little bit while longer. Is it bright red?
Knock, knocking and making s'mores.
15.
Knock, knock, knocking and making s'mores. gonna burn my lips. Oh! Burned my poo nanny. Hold on, I gotta find the Allen wrenches.
That's gonna be like an 8. I'm assuming. Nope, that's about a 6.
Yeah, well, I ain't never tried to take it loose with an actual Allen wrench before. I usually use a damn bit, but I don't have any bits with me. See what that is? That's a 6, I think. Is it 6?
Oh, you're a cocksucker. The turbo's extremely
That's,
hot.
I told you it's freaking hard, dude. The damn engine's sitting at 250 right now. Like I said, I usually do this with a bit and a socket bit, you know what I mean? Got it. I think it's got to come further that way. Damn, that son of a bitch is hot, dude. You got it loose? Yeah, it ain't loose enough. Hold on.
Where's the football?
Say what?
Where's the football?
The football. Need a football bat. This is fucked up as a football bat. On everything.
Yeah. You got a ratchet? No, get a ratchet.
Huh?
A ratchet.
Yeah. What size is that?
3/8. 3/8.
Oh yeah. It's not. Yeah, hold on. I gotta use an extension. I remember now.
Like I held my fucking kids or something. Come on.
Hey, I'm gonna freaking.
Come on, I've done burnt myself twice, motherfucker. Let's go. We gotta get you back on the track. We got like 5 minutes. Stick it in the backside.
It won't. It's messed
Are
up.
you fucking
It's not
kidding?
machined all the way through.
What are you doing? No, you ain't got a shorter fucking.
That ain't gonna work.
No, you ain't got a shorter fucking extension.
Nope. That's the shortest one I got. And it ain't gonna fit it like that. Pulley's in the way.
Oh, goddamn. Hold on.
Come up like this. I need it more straight. Are you recording this?
Yeah, I told
Oh
him
my
to.
god. Oh my
You
god.
should be recording this stuff.
No, she shouldn't either.
You can always edit the talking out.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing ain't machined all the way through. That's just dumb. To be honest, I don't remember how I did this the last time. It's gonna be too late to do anything
That's a
anyway.
square hole. It ain't machined all the way.
Yeah, it ain't machined all the way through, so you can't. It would make more sense
Right.
to get it from the back side.
Maybe
but-
you got that on backwards.
No, because it wouldn't work the other way. I wish it would. I think I've got like a smaller ratchet. Yeah, before I think I just used a smaller ratchet.
We need a smaller extension.
You know what I can do? Just
Big
give me a damn.
screwdriver in.
That's what I was gonna say. I just stick something back
I
here.
have my damn belt thrower.
Yeah, see, if it needs to be machined on the back side, but it's not. It's not fully machined out back here. The hole goes through, but it's not square back here. I might have to fix that. I just need some way to grab it and pry.
Screwdriver?
Here we go. I can pry right here while you tighten that. See if I lay my arm. Lay my arm right on that header. Hold on, I gotta get that.
You got that, ain't you?
Grab me another.
Blooper reel, you know, you've been talking about.
Yeah. This is how you end. This is how you end every night of racing.
right here with a bunch of fuckery. If you ain't ending your night of racing with a bunch of fuckery, then you didn't do something right. All right, can you tighten it? Yeah, it's directly under. Oh, get it, Daddy. Grab it, Daddy. Reach, stretch it out.
Brad, I sure am glad you jumped on that.
Yeah, I could have swore I had my damn belt in the fucking Jeep.
Oh, shit.
Hang on. Quit holding tension on the shit. Let me get this motherfucker in there. You goddamn Allen wrench, it's fucking 4 foot long.
I know. That's what I said. I usually use a bit set on it. Allen wrenches is all we got, man. We're struggle bussing here. You know what? Hold on, Brad. Look, listen to me a second. Forget the Allen wrench. Just worry about the bolt back here. No, what I'm saying is that Allen wrench is just a pivot point. Just worry about the bolt. Oh, don't touch that header. Some bitch is hot as fuck, dude. Wrong way.
I weld for a living motherfucker out behind.
You're a welder?
Used to be.
Well, where the hell were you at when I was putting that cage in?
I don't know. You sleep, probably.
You know how hard it was doing that cage all by myself without any help whatsoever?
Sleep pretty rough.
That's locked down. Now we just gotta. Now we worry about tightening that Allen. That son of a bitch is probably too tight now, but I gotta figure out if there's an alignment issue or what, because that's the second time it's kicked
I
it.
believe I'd down.
Hang on, let me see something. No, your alignment's good.